Cracker Barrel is losing their minds as Steak and Shake pulls off a major shocking move. So Cracker Barrel has become an example, as you all know, of what happens when a company loses touch with its customers. When you go woke, you go broke. The chain that built its image on country cooking and comfort now operates like people who have never eaten there. You see, regular diners have said that Cracker Barrel is different from what they remember and everything, as you all know. And Steak and Shake is showing pride in what made it succeed, while, well, Cracker Barrel just keeps trying to reach people who were never a part of its customer base. So this is coming in from New York Post, where the Steak and Shake CEO dishes on war against Cracker Barrel and taking on woke ideology, where they stated that, well, customers want authenticity. Okay. So, as you all know, Biglari's belief in American values actually comes from his experience, where he arrived in the U.S. with nothing and built success through work. You see, his story is about using opportunity instead of waiting for it. Now, he uses that same approach at Steak and Shake, while he invests in loyalty and consistency, whereas as Cracker Barrel just spent large sums changing its look to match current design trends. Okay, so yeah, Cracker Barrel, as you all know, abandoned a style that people liked and replaced it with one that removed the familiarity that the customers expected. And Startup Biglari is taking every advantage of that. Now, as you all know, the redesign at Cracker Barrel cost $700 million and failed quickly. The company replaced Uncle Herschel, as you all remember, and its classic sign with a plain logo and generic interiors. Biglari said the leadership ignored, its customers and tried to attract a demographic that never wanted to eat there. Now the result was just a stock decline for Cracker Barrel and a quiet reversal of the plan. The company itself had went back to its older image after weeks of public criticism. Okay, so during this particular rollout, the chain executives had said that they wanted to modernize. Biglari called the project an expensive bad choice that made the chain less recognizable. Now, his approach is the opposite. You see, he focuses on clear service, consistent food, and value. And he said that the sameness removes identity and weakens purpose. His method at Steak and Shake is to refine what already works. And that direction separates the companies that understand their market from those that try to copy competitors. Okay. So Biglari's connection to the barrel goes beyond commentary. You see, his company, Biglari Holdings, owns 3% of its stock. He's tried 7 times to earn a seat on the board and has been turned down each time. The executives actually label him an activist investor, and he describes himself as someone who just wants better management. You see, his persistence comes from, seeing wasted potential. He believes the company could recover if its leadership stopped ignoring its loyal customers as well as leaves. Now, the disagreement moved from board meetings into public view. Steak and Shake started selling hats that said, "Fire the CEO." And Biglari was right about everything. Okay. So billboards criticized, the company's failed rebrand and leadership decisions. And it was a direct way to express frustration. Now, many people saw his comments as blunt but accurate. His criticism described what had already become obvious to its customers, okay, and shareholders as well. You see, Julie Fels Massino, the CEO, responded during a New York investor conference earlier this week, where she said that she met with Biglari and called his remarks misleading. You see, her claim did not, match the outcome anyway. The company's market value fell and the rebrand ended in reversal. Now, the problem wasn't, the outside commentary, it was actually the internal direction. The brand tried to go ahead and attract new customers with a certain ideology while alienating the ones who kept it running for decades. Okay. So Biglari's reputation for turning businesses around is based on performance. something that Cracker Barrel can't do. He took over Steak and Shake in 2008 when it was losing $30 million a year and made it profitable within 12 months. That right there is something that the current Cracker Barrel can never do. Okay. He improved operations instead of just changing identity. Now, when the pandemic hurt the company, he switched a franchise model that reduced costs. He compared businesses to sculptures, saying progress comes from removing what does not belong. You see, his record supports that view, while Cracker Barrel just did the opposite, okay? And you all know how that turned out. You see, he summed up his method by just saying customers want authenticity, quality products, great service, as well as reasonable prices. The same idea once defined Cracker Barrel before its rebrand. You see, one visible part of Steak and Shake's direction is its new flag project. Each restaurant will display the largest American flag allowed by local law. Many are 30 by 60 feet on poles, more than 100 feet high. Most household flags are less than 1/10 that size. Now, the displays are definitely straightforward, showing of pride. Biglari wants his services to remind people that appreciation for the country still belongs to, guess who? The public. And he also accepts new ideas when they fit his business. You see, Steak and Shake added, Bitcoin as a payment option and created a burger to celebrate it, calling it Bitcoin Burgers. The move brought attention without changing the brand's purpose. They tried to modernize by replacing its personality with a neutral design. I'm talking about Cracker Barrel now. Biglari updates through addition, not erasure. He shows that companies can adapt without losing what defines them. Okay. Now, health and food quality are another focus. Steak and Shake replaced seed oils with beef tallow for frying. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. visited one of the locations in Texas to mark the change. Biglari described it as part of, making America healthy again, or MAHA effort. He wants families to see the restaurant as, dependable. You see, his version of improvement is tied to real changes rather than, well, fake general slogans. But his life story also explains why he values independence. He was born in Tehran before the Iranian Revolution. His father, a general under the Shah, was imprisoned after the regime changed. His mother negotiated for his release, and the family escaped to the United States when Biglari was only 7 years old. He learned English after arriving and started his first company at 18. He went from small startups to owning restaurant chains, oil companies, and a magazine. His background shows, why he views work and risk as opportunities rather than just more obstacles. Okay. So this particular experience shapes how he sees Cracker Barrel. You see, his dispute with the company is not at all about, publicity. It reflects two different ideas of business. One focuses on steady improvement, while the other just simply follows management trends. He describes his holding group as a museum of businesses where lasting principles matter more than appearance. Now, that particular philosophy separates his work from the short-term focus of many corporate boards like that of Cracker Barrel. Now, Biglari's franchise model also extends his beliefs, where it allows people without wealth to manage stores and share in profits. He calls it a merit-based system that rewards ability. It contrasts with Cracker Barrel's traditional structure, where upper management controls decision-making and promotion. Now, Biglari's goal is to show Cracker Barrel that opportunity can exist without the gatekeepers, okay? The system rewards competence rather than seniority, okay? Now, honestly, the contrast between Steak and Shake and Cracker Barrel actually shows two different paths. One relies on consistent values, while Cracker Barrel depends on marketing experiments. The rebrand for Cracker Barrel actually failed because it ignored what customers wanted. Okay, so Biglari succeeded by trusting fundamentals and respecting his audience, okay? Because this particular approach should suggests that loyalty and clarity matter more than constant reinvention. Okay, so let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far and wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.